So I absolutely love this question, and I want to answer it because there are multiple reasons that Butler gave for requesting that Survivor be rescinded or out of print. One of the most well-known reasons is that she says that this is her Star Trek story. So this is a story that she allows characters to go off into space, start having children, but with no real intent or direction. Ultimately, Butler insists that it is a good story, just told really badly. Another reason that she has cited feeling this way or wanting to rescind this text is due to financial pressures. So in an interview with Mike Monagal, and I'm going to read it here, she says that I was looking into Black history at a perfect time. A lot of the results of the 60s and 70s were there on the shelf, but I needed to go to Maryland. I sold the novel called Survivor before I should have and went off on a Greyhound bus because I didn't have much money. Now, your question should be then, why was she going to Maryland? Well, she wanted to do the ethnographic research for Kindred, which is now her most well-known work. And so because she didn't have enough money, she wasn't balling, she couldn't afford the trip there, she sold Survivor. And so if we look at the publishing years of these three books, Survivor and Kindred, and even we can bring in Wild Seed, they're 1 year after another. So she published Survivor in 1978. And then she publishes Kindred in 1979, and then she publishes Wild Seed in 1980. And the reason she was able to publish Wild Seed so quickly is that she just needed to make sure the dates lined up with Mind of My Mind, because she had done majority of the slave or enslavement research in Maryland, and so she had it fresh in her mind. But when we look at Butler's paper, she then begins to cite other reasons as to why she wanted to rescind the text, and one of the reasons is because her editor was really heavy-handed. And what I mean by heavy-handed is that he was making a lot of suggestions that really kind of changed the narrative and changed the book. And because Butler needed money to go do the ethnographic work for Kindred, she just went ahead and sold it as is under his direction. And while, she has the authorial right to do that, it does leave readers with a gap when we're trying to read her series. It does leave us with a noticeable narrative gap between Mind of My Mind and Clay's arc. There is no book to bridge that gap for us, and so it may turn certain readers off, which was what happened to me when I was reading it as a master's student. And then when I discovered Survivor, I then understood, oh, there was a book here that we just don't have access to.